graduation, you can go anywhere you want, and you won't see any more things funnier than what you just did. Them guys are awesome. If I had a body, I'd put one of them stretchy things on. See, my problem is, I was ugly when I was born. They slapped my mother instead of me. And I want to tell you something else. By the time I was 6 or 7 years old, I was so handsome that when the neighbors had special company coming, they'd throw their kids in the cellar and borrow me. And then I grew up and reverted back. But anyway, let's thank young people are in the band that's got real talent in the musical thing. Do you enjoy this type of thing? Okay, we'll go to Glenn's group now and come back on down through. So is that ready?
Incredibly available.
Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no peasant craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata?
Yeah, it's our motto.
What's the motto?
Nothing. What's the matter with you? You know, these 2 words will solve all your problems. That's right. Take Pumbaa, for example. Why, when he was a young warthog. When I was a young warthog. He found his aroma like a certain appeal. He could clear the savannah after every meal. I was sensitive soul, though I seemed thick-skinned. I mean, my friends never stood downwind. Oh, the shame! What's the shame? But it's changing my name. What's your name? And I got downhearted. How did you feel? And we colonized. Not in front of the kids. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
It means no worries for the rest of the day.
It's our Hakuna Matata. Welcome to our humble homes.
You live here?
We live wherever we want. Yeah, always with your rump rests.
We're supposed to do that, Horace.
We're from Canada, of course. So we're singing a song by Celine Dion from the Titanic. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. Far across the distance,
the ugly guy, where's he? Oh yeah, Dean's bunch. And then Ray, the son and daughter was here today, but they had to leave. And then we'll finish up with Marie's. We'll finish up with that guy from Massachusetts.
Lloyd.
Huh? Lloyd, yeah, Lloyd comes out for Vern. You see, I used to write it down, but it don't do any good. I have to have pictures. But anyway, Vern's bunch is getting ready, so I'm going to sing you a song. This is one I wrote. That's your long song? Okay. Okay, you know, that's the Old Man River, you know. Tote that barge and bend that bale and all that stuff. This is the one of Alberta's Old Man River. The Old Man River, the Old Man River, he must know something, but he don't say nothing. He just keeps a-rolling along. The Old Man River, the Old Man River, some people swear me.
That's actually a win. Oh, geez, eh? I told you never do that when I'm downwind, eh?
Oh, sorry, eh? That was a good one, though, eh? That was those mystery berries I had a couple of miles back there. Sorry, eh?
Geez, I think you burned the nostrils. My hair my nostrils, eh? Check it out.
Oh, you get better than that, eh? Your antlers are gone.
That's not funny.
I'm serious, eh?
Oh, geez, somebody harked my antlers. What's the hose head that did this?
Check out that herd over there, eh?
Oh, geez, who's that? Never seen these folks.
Look at their beady little eyes.
Yeah, I bet it was that one. He looks like somebody that harked my antlers, eh?
No doubt, eh?
Jeez, hey, I got an idea. Let's play that game, I Spy.
Oh, geez, eh? We're always playing that game, eh?
You're just jealous because I'm always beating you, eh?
Take off, eh?
Well, that's a good one, eh? So you want to play?
All right, eh?
Okay, sweet. Okay, I'll start, okay? Okay, I spy a creature with no fur on its head.
That's an easy one, eh? Right there, eh?
No, I was talking about that one over there. Oh, jeez, they're all over the place. Oh, there's one back there with the mask on. He's so ashamed he doesn't even want to show his face. Okay, it's your turn.
I've never seen a bald raccoon before.
Strange.
Okay, my turn, eh? I spy a creature with a large belly, eh?
Oh, jeez, I didn't want to say much, nothing, but yeah, you are getting a little larger on me.
Hey, tough, eh? It's all those jelly donuts you're always feeding me, eh?
Being you, you're always like stealing my stash, eh?
Okay, let's try this one again, okay? My turn again.
Wait, why is your turn again? Okay, fine, it's yours.
I spy a mutated creature with gnarly little teeth, eh?
Oh yeah, these are the front row, that's easy, eh? Those are like the mutated North American badgers.
That's a beaver, eh?
Oh geez, that's one big beaver. Hey, that beaver's got whiskers, eh?
Don't you think we should find your antlers, eh?
Oh yeah, geez, that's a good idea. That cow Gertrude, she isn't gonna like me too much if I don't get my horns, eh?
Anyways, we need to get away from these beavers, eh?
Oh, why's that?
They got those sharp teeth, though. They got a nasty little bite, eh?
Oh, they got a nasty smell, too.
That's not the beavers, eh?
I do a couple of Disney voices. From working at Disney World, you know, you have to. It's a prerequisite. Oh gosh! Oh boy! That was Mickey Mouse. Flying Lori! Elvis? Pretty sure he didn't do any Disney films, but I don't know. Here. I was Ed sing, but once again I've been shown up by all the other people that can really sing, so I don't do Donald. That's one that I'm still working on. Next year, but thank you.
And while they're coming out, this is the thing that keeps this family together, is because if you stay together and play together and pray together. I want to tell you, me and my wife was coming down the other day here, a couple of days ago, and we got up here, and my truck started acting up. It was going like this. I thought maybe they'd put alcohol in the tank instead of gas, but then it was making a noise. So anyway, I could see that tank gas gauge going down. 20 miles out here, it was right down on the orange. And so all I did was pray. You know, there's no place to pull off. And here's the traffic going. Pulled into Seeley Lake. I whipped off the road in front of the gas station, stepped out, put the nozzle in. Tank holds 29 gallons. It took 29.18 of your cheap gas. Hey, I only paid $2.39. In Canada, a liter is 95 cents. 4 liters is an American gallon within 2 tablespoons. So we're paying $3.80 a gallon gasoline. And that's why we only come here once a year. Also, I think that we need to look to the freedoms that we enjoy in this great country of North America. I'm an American, I live in Canada, and a lot of people chide me about old George Bush being a warmonger. 2 months ago, a guy was railing on me, and so when he got all done, I said, you know, sir, I said, we're very fortunate in the land of America. What do you mean? I said, since the Civil War of 1861 started April 14th and finished in 1865, there has never been any soldiers tromping the streets of this nation, killing our wives and children and us, and destroying our property into Oklahoma City and 9/11. And I said, would you rather it was here or over there? Because they don't even think what freedom is. And if you really want to know what freedom is, every law-abiding citizen should spend 1 night in jail. Joseph Smith was arrested 63 times and was not guilty of anything. It's a little embarrassing. There's been 2 or 3 of us that was in jail overnight. I got a brother over here. I've waited for years. Every clip of World War II, I watched for a picture of Berezay. But never nothing. Until Memorial Day, here was a fellow from Holland thinks that the Canadian soldiers are deity. And this boy was 8 years old, and he said, we was up on the balcony, and my mother said, the Canadians are coming. And she started jumping up, now we'll be free. And it was the Calgary Highlanders that came in and cleared that spot and broke the way into Germany that helped. And this little brother of mine was there. He don't ever say anything about it. But he was there to keep this land so that we could do exactly what we're doing tonight. So just think about it, and we'll go on with Lloyd's group here.
Taking pictures.
Honey, will you help me get this?
I can't hear you.
Mike's not on.
Start over.
Honey, will you help me get this up in the cupboard? Honey, we need to go to the hospital. Honey, we need to go to the hospital. Don't care. We need to go.
All right, grab your things. All right, get ready.
No, we need to go now. No, this is not the time to get ready.
Hey, minute.
Let's go.
All right.
Boy, you take longer to get ready than I do.
All right, get my hot rod.
Do you realize you are doing 51 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to check your driver's license. Gonna have to check your insurance. Are you kidding?
No, I'm the one kidding.
Oh, get going! Get going!
Oh, God.
Sitting on the side of the road watching to catch speeding drivers, a state trooper sees a car puttering along at 22 miles per hour. He thinks to himself, wow, that driver is dangerous as any speeder. So he turns on his lights and he pulls over the driver. Approaching the driver, he notices that there are 5 elderly ladies, 2 in the front seat and 3 in the back, wide-eyed, white as ghosts. The driver is obviously confused and says to him, "Officer, I don't understand. I was going the exact speed limit. What seems to be the problem?" The trooper, trying to contain a chuckle, explains to her that 22 was the route number, not the speed limit. A bit embarrassed, the woman grinned and thanked the officer for pointing out the error. "But before you go, ma'am, I have to ask you, is everyone in the car okay? These women seem awfully shaken." "Oh, they'll be all right in a minute, sir. We just got off Route 127. A lawyer runs a stop sign and gets pulled over by a sheriff's deputy. He thinks that he is smarter than the deputy because he is sure that he has a better education. So he decides to prove to himself and have some fun at the deputy's expense. The deputy says, "License and registration, please." "What for?" "You didn't come to a complete stop at the stop sign." "I slowed down and no one was coming." "You still didn't come to a complete stop. License and registration, please." "What's the difference?" "The difference is you have to come to a complete stop, and that's the law. License and registration, now."
If you can show me the legal difference between slow down and stop, or convince me the difference, I'll give you my license and registration, and you give me the ticket. If I'm not, you let me go and no ticket.
"Exit your vehicle, sir."
At At this point, the deputy takes out his nightstick and starts beating the crud out of the lawyer's legs. He says, "Do you want me to stop or slow down?" Quiet. But I'm going to read you a poem, which many of you know, called Rindersella. Yeah, look at you going, yeah. But next time you hear it, I want you to picture what you're going to see today. And next time you hear it, you'll get this image in your head. So, Rindersella. I'm just going to narrate it, but I don't know if my actors and or actresses are ready. Just hold on. What? Oh. They're going to need it. And her name was Rindersella. Now, Rindersella lived with her muggly other and 2 sad blisters. Also, in the same country, there lived a Prince and Hints. Come on, Prince and Hints. Now, this Prince and Hints was going to have a fancy fall to invite all the people from Riles Amound, especially the pitch people. So Rindersella's muggly other and 2 sad blisters went out to buy some drancy fesses to wear to the Bancy Fall. Go on, sister. But Rindersella couldn't go because all she had to wear was some ruddy dags. Finally, off you go, Rindersella. Finally, the night of the Bancy Fall arrived and Rindersella couldn't go, so she just sat down in stride. Sorry, Rindersella. No, it's okay there. Yes, you gotta come back, sweetie. Boy, they're on the ball back there, aren't they? Let's see. So Rindersella just sat down and cried. When she was sitting there, a-scrying, all of a sudden, there appeared before her Gary Modfather. And he touched her with his magic wand. And there appeared a Sig Boach with its white sources. Sig Boach, white sources. Sight horses. Oh, forget it. Forget the white. I don't want the white sasses anyway. We'll get the sources out here. Come on out here, white sources. Come on out, white sources. And to take her to this Bancy Fall, but he said, be sure to be home before midnight, or I'll turn you into a tumpkin. And off they go now. See how fast you can do it. So Rindersella arrived at the Bancy Fall. The Prince and Hints met her at the door. Because he had been watching behind the hidden window. Rindersella. Oh, she's getting beautiful. There she comes. Yay. And they danced all night. Finally, the Sig block struck 12, and Rindersella stanched down and the rares, and just as she reached the bottom, she slopped her dripper. Okay, Mother. The next day, this Prince of Hints went all over this corn country looking for the beautiful girl who slopped her dripper. Finally, he came to Rindersella's house. Here, use this chair, boys. Girls.
tried it on his muggly udder, and it didn't dip. Muggly udder, muggly udder. And it didn't dip. So he tried it on the sissy ugglers. It still didn't dip. One more ugly sister, sissy ugler. Please, yes, please. Then he tried it on Rindercella, and it did. It was exactly the size right. So Rindercella and the Phantom Hints lell in fog and lived happily ever after. Now, the moral story of this morning is, if you want a Phantom Hints to lull in fog with you, don't forget to slop your drink.
My legs falling asleep.
And now the 10 o'clock news with Ruby Red and Pete Charming.
Sorry, little direction. Hello and good evening. I am Ruby Red, and this is a special edition of the Fairy Tale News at your local FT news station. Our top story tonight takes place high in the tower of a castle where a young beauty has just awoken. Pete?
Yes, hello everyone, I'm Pete Charming. Now we turn to our investigative reporter, Wendell Whereabout, to get the latest on this once-in-a-100-years event. Wanda? Wendell?
Hey Pete, hey Ruby. This is Wendell Whereabout reporting live from Rose Tower Castle. And I'm here with David Dashing and Sleeping Beauty with some astonishing news. David, can you tell us what just happened?
Sure, Wendell. I just lost a tooth.
No, David, what just happened with her?
Oh yeah, well this morning my mom sent me out to get some exercise. And I thought it would be really cool to climb this tower. So I climbed this tower, found this lady here in a bed with a sign that said kiss me. And I heard that sometimes if you kiss people, they're really frogs in disguise. And I think kissing is really icky anyway. So I decided to kiss her hand and see what happened. But it was nothing exciting. She just woke up. Can I show you I lost a tooth?
How does it feel to be awake all these years?
Well, it's really exhausting.
So when are you two getting married?
What? I'm only 9. I don't even know it.
Oh, I've heard royal weddings are just fabulous. Who do you think will do your flowers?
I'm allergic to flowers.
He's only 9. And the food! Do you know that our news station covered Cinderella's wedding? The cake was just fabulous. Have you two picked out your cake yet?
Oh, I love cake, but just the frosting part.
What news station did you say you're from? What kind of news reporter are you? A lot of things must certainly change since I've been asleep.
Just one final question, and then I'll leave you two alone to plan your wedding. Do you have any thoughts about your wedding? And your honeymoon?
Oh, I've never been to the moon before. Cool.
Ridiculous. I'm going back to sleep.
Welcome, Ruby. Another love story ends happily. This is Wendell Whereabout reporting live from Rose Tower Castle.
Oh, young love, it's so wonderful.
It is, Pete. And now we turn to our cooking segment. Tonight we have a special treat. Our very own Fairy Tale News Channel chef, Gourmet, is on site at the house of the 3 Little Pigs. Mr. May?
Hi Ruby, hi Pete. Today on our cooking section, we're going to discuss Italian cooking. I'm here with the 3 Little Pigs who have recently escaped the big bad wolf. sings this a little bit. Can you tell us more about the sauce you recently prepared?
Yes, Miss Maria, as you know, we had to put out that big old bad wolf coming sandwich, and that's when we discovered if you keep spaghetti sauce over the fire and cook it slowly for many days, it tastes much better.
It does look good. Little Pig, can you tell us what you added to the special sauce?
Well, you see, my first sauce was made of sticks from the enchanted forest. And when the wolf blew them down, we threw those sticks that mixed in with the sauce, and that became my special ingredient.
And I understand these enchanted sticks come from a secret place you can't reveal.
Yeah, that's right. They're very hard to get.
Little Pig, I understand you're in charge of selling the sauce.
Yes, I am. Wow, isn't that a little windy?
Oh, you're right. I don't know where that wind's coming from. It was supposed to be clear today.
I need home. My new house isn't insured yet.
No way.
Say, oh no, I have to save my new house too.
Oh no,
I have to save my new house too. Run away! Just run. She has to go save her house.
No way. I'm sure it's just a little breeze.
this seems a little too familiar. I'm out of
Well, I guess that's it for our show today. Back to you, Pete and Ruby.
Yes, well, Pete, a protest has broken out at the house of Jack, where Jack lives with his mother, Elsie. You remember the famous cow that was sold for some beans?
Yes, that's right, Ruby. It does look serious. Apparently Jack's beanstalk, which made history just a few years ago, is scheduled to be chopped down to make room for a new shopping mall. Things are sprouting up fast over this issue. We now turn to Haskell Hansen for an on-the-spot report.
She was missing Barbara Lou.
Yes, Pete, I am here at the spot of the protest with Barbara Lou, Jack's mother. Barbara Lou, can you tell us what is happening here?
I most certainly can. Tell my son not to get involved with those magic beans, but he didn't listen. Now look.
Jack, can you tell us how you feel about all this? How do I feel? How do you think I feel? My mom's mad at me. The Giants are mad at me. Elsie's even mad at me. You want to know how I feel? Elsie, do you have any thoughts on the situation? You're here protesting this situation. Can you tell us why you are doing this?
Yes, sir. Make sure you get my good side for the camera. We are here because we believe this beanstalk has become a valuable part of our landscape. It has provided shade for the park nearby and has become a tourist attraction for our little town. Now they want to tear it down to build a mall. Bye, Mom.
Well, Pete and Ruby, we'll have to see if this situation grows into something giant. This is Haskell Hansen reporting live from the house of Jack and his beanstalk. Back to you at the main desk.
Thanks, Haskett. And now on to sports with Donnie Lean. Donnie?
Hi folks, I'm Donnie Lean with Sports, and today it looks as if another historic moment is being made by one of our very own citizens. Joining us Okay. Joining us in our studio today is Miss Little Mermaid. Miss Mermaid, please tell us about your exciting news.
Today, I just got word that my little puppy swimming team will be heading to the Olympics.
Congratulations. Everyone knows how hard you have worked after the loss of your singing career.
Yes, but I think I found my new career. Those little guppies are so wonderful to score.
Maybe later you can show us some of your moves in our tide pool out back. Thank you for stopping by. In other sports news, the dance marathon involving 12 princesses continues into the night. This is its fourth night, and although shoes have been wearing out and not one princess has given up yet. And now for our second guest, we have the spinner formerly known as Rumpelstiltskin. He's joining us by satellite phone, where he has been a participant in the world-class girl gold spinning contest. Are you there, Spinner?
Are you there? We're having a little technical difficulty. Are you there?
Yes, I am here, Donnie.
Well, I hear that you are in first place so far in the amount of star that has been spun into gold.
You got it. Gold's game down here.
And has anyone guessed your name?
Actually, everyone down here is so busy spinning gold that they don't really care what my name is. It's really refreshing just to come down here and compete doing something I love.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. That's it for sports. Back to you, Pete.
Thanks, Donnie. That concludes our evening segment of the Fairy Tale News. Tune in tomorrow to find out about the new daycare center being opened by Rumpelstiltskin. Also make sure to watch for a touching interview with the Wicked Witch of the Northeast and how she's coping after losing an early pair of magic garnet slippers.
And in our cooking segment, Gourmet will show you how to make a delicious apple pie using enchanted apples from Snow White's apple orchard. Also, we will give you an update on the hunt for the land's most wanted burglary suspect, Goldilocks.
You stay classy, Berezay Clan.
Thanks for stopping by. Happily ever after.
And we want you to stick around, you that's been that's given the skits, because Stan and Melvin's family have got some prizes to give to you. So, are you guys ready?
Hey, my name's Rod. This is my brother too.
How's it going, eh?
Welcome to the movie Brother Bear. Well, we've been having some technical difficulties here. The projector in the film is just gone berserk, and we had to cut the first half of the film. Of course, we're in the desert, we're in the forest, and there's no electricity. So, of course, we're about to start the second half of the movie. I'm just going to give you a little, my brother too is going to give you a little review.
Well, anyway, wait a second. Don't tell them a movie, eh?
Yeah, that's right. You want to just go right to it?
Yeah. So just sit back, get some corn at it's movie time.
Here at the salmon run, we pass this fish around, and when you get the fish, you get to tell a story about something that's happened to you this year. So we're going to pass the fish.
Very good catch, eh?
Give her the mic.
1 year long ago, one summer long ago, Uncle Roy was wearing a big fluffy tutu, and it was pink.
I'm Kenai. Dakota says I'm his big brother, but I don't understand that. Well, we're playing a game,
it's like soccer and basketball, like you guys call it, whatever it is. But you dribble a rock with your feet, just like soccer. And if you're going to make a shot in this round stick, and you shoot into it. Well, Coda and I were playing a little game, and he was beating me, and I got so upset. I told him, that's not fair. You're winning. I'm supposed to win, because I'm greedy. Well, he said, no, little guy's supposed to win. And we were on this for about, probably till sunset. Then he said, I said, oh, I'm too tired. I need to go to bed. So he's all, no, I want to beat you in a game. And I said, no, I need to go to bed. And he got so mad at me. He threw the rock at the tree, and it bounced on my head. I got knocked out for a couple hours. And then he's all, Kenai, are you awake? I said, no, I'm not. And he's all, well, this proves a lot of things. I said, what things? He's all, well, little guys sure win because they can throw better than big guys. And we were on this for a couple more hours. So finally I just said, okay, you win. And I just got a little question. Have you ever got beaten by someone who were younger than you? Stand up if you have. How did it make you feel? It sucked? Any work on it? In the inside. Well, I need to pass this fish because, oh no, I need to go save my little brother. Hi, I'm Koda. When I and Kenai was walking to the salon, we had a great time. I sing their little songs on my way. Well, Kenai got mad at me for a while. He could stick me in a log. And I keep on singing.
Hey, our moose companions over there, are pretty quiet,
Yeah.
Any comments,
Well, you want to go first, Dave?
Those supposed to be bears, they sure don't have a lot of hair.
Oh yeah, I look a little bit like the Canadian hosers that we have up in Canada.
Can't argue with that.
And this song, wasn't that Phil Collins?
Yeah, Tina Turner too, eh? Well, yeah, didn't they make a ride of those in Disneyland?
Yeah. Oh, my pizza's here.
Okay, we're gonna move on here. I'm gonna pass the salmon, but before I do, I was this last year I was spent a lot of time thinking on it, and I don't do that very often. You know, I only got 2 brain cells, so I don't think very often. So I was thinking, because we haven't been here for a while, I thought about some things that had happened, and so I kind of wrote some of these things down, and I just wanted to read them, It goes like this. Childhood days seem so far away. Oh, how I long for those yesterdays. So simple and free were they, now that they seem so far away. How is it that I long for yesterdays, while burdened with the woes of today? There are jobs to do and bills to pay, and my children to raise along their way. Oh, how I admire the way they play, so innocent and free are they, ever enjoying their todays, while never a thought for tomorrow's rainy days. That will inevitably come their way. So they play all the day, while others toil away, with their jobs to do and bills to pay. Oh, how I long for those yesterdays, only for a moment though, while I watch my children play. And as I turn to tasks undone, it warms my soul to see them playing in the sun. So, those are my thoughts about this last year, And so now I'm gonna throw this fish over here, And hopefully one of these bears here will catch it, Hey, not bad,
what I did this year, I was at my friend's cave and we were having a fire, and one of my friends gets the idea of getting an air freshener and spray on the fire. So he sprays it on the fire. I was sitting on his log. We were all sitting on the log, and he sprays the air freshener on. It begins to foam up, and he goes whoosh right at us. I take cover behind the log. My friend climbs up the tree. My friend's already halfway to Canada.
Hi, my name is Chubby. My mom's name is Chubby. My daddy's name is Chubby. Even my dog's name is Chubby. And one day, Daddy, you that small motorcycle, right? He said, sure, son. So I was in the motorcycle. Said, faster, Dad, faster. Faster, Dad, faster. Faster, Dad, faster. Slow down,
Alright, I'm still going to do a story. This doesn't have anything absolutely to do with Brother Bear at all. And it doesn't have anything to do with Disney or anything like that. Actually, what happened, when I was serving my mission in southern Louisiana, I was serving in the area of Walker. And we were in a frat pad, so there's 4 missionaries, all in the same apartment. And I was called to be the district leader of that area, and there was another missionary who thought he was supposed to be the district leader as well. So there's a little bit of arguments going along, and finally, to make the story a little bit shorter, we had to go up the line of authority, had to call the zone leaders and the assistants and the mission president, and after talking with the missionary for a couple of hours, he was fine. He was being all buddy-buddy and nice, and a couple days later, he started not listening to us again. And so again, we went through the line of authority, called the zone leaders, assistants, the mission president, and they just told us just wait for a couple of days and he'll be good. And he wasn't again, and so we had an interview with him, and he was good for a couple of days or whatever, and he was pretty nice. And then what happened was my companion and I were driving home, and we got a phone call. We had cell phones on the mission, so that was really convenient, but I got a phone call while we were driving home into lunch, and one of the missionaries, not the one that was being all crazy and psycho, but his companion said, my companion just left, I don't know where he's at. I said, where are you at? And so he told us where he was at. I said, okay, stay there, we're on our way. While we were there, we called the other missionary, and he said, oh, I'm right with him. I said, well, he just called and said, a lot of confusion. And so eventually we get there, and to make the story even shorter, we got a hold of the mission president, he said to wait, and then we found out that the missionary had called his mom, and his mom sent him money, and he flew home. And so it was really crazy, a bunch of scary stuff happened, but they were separated for a long time. And so what happened in a couple areas after that, I wrote a song about it, and so I'm going to play that song and sing it for y'all.
Getting colder.
Where's my companion? Where did he go home? Where's my companion? I need to know. He ran away, now he's out of sight. Now I'm afraid to sleep at night. Where's my companion? Let me tell you how the story began. It's pretty weird, but I'll do the best I can. Here we are in South Louisiana, about to go in for some lunch. All of a sudden
I swerve to the left and then to the right, and that's about the time that I took the line. Got back up from the ditch, that's when I said to myself, where's my companion? Where did he go? Where's my companion? I need to know. He ran away, now he's out of sight. Now I'm afraid to sleep at night. Where's my companion? Here I am on my knees, wondering where he is. I'm afraid I'm alone, and I don't have my cell phone. What do I do? Where do I go? I'm scared because I don't know. Oh, where's my companion? Where did he go? He ran away, now he's out of sight. Now I'm afraid to sleep at night. Where's my companion? Where's my companion? Where did he go? Where's my companion? I need to know. Where did he go?
Honors here tonight. There's a request here from Patty Berezay. And you know, we got a little Scandinavian blood in it, so Lena's Wedding by Jorgi Jorgensen. Me and my little woman, we was as happy as we could be. We finally married our daughter off when she was 33. She was married in her home and things went quietly till someone spiked the punch at Lena's wedding. They was the, excuse me, they was the cutest couple that our friends had ever seen. Lena paid $180, the groom weighed about 16. He looked pale and they got hitched, but later he turned green, 'cause someone spiked the punch at Lena's wedding. The whole darn bunch was moving it up. The wedding in turn turned into a ball, for nobody knew that the fruit juice puncher, she was spiked with pure alcohol. Mrs. Olson, the head of the ladies' aid, she was loaded and sure having fun. Let's dance, she yelled at the preacher, and she hiccuped like a song of mine. And old Peter Longerhurst, the undertaker, who don't smile at you till you're dead, he suddenly jumped off on the table with our best lampshade on his head. And then through the crowd in her wedding dress, and blubbering and ready for fight, come Linda screaming, "Oh, Papa, my Ingvald is out like a light." And sure enough, on the Davenport, with his hair full of rice and confetti, was old Ingvald, the bridegroom, all stout and stretched out as limp and as ripe as spaghetti. I felt his hand, it was cold and moist, but his forehead was colder and moister. He opened one eye, which looked to me, just like a big blue oyster. Then Lena, she folded her muscular arms, and everyone there for herself, say, "Oh, Papa," and they left on their honeymoon with their man riding Peggy back. Oh, the next day it was Sunday, and the preacher had to wait till some of the wedding guests arrived in church a little late. The preacher knew the reason for that full collection play. 'Cause someone spiked the punch at Lena's wedding, but we all had fun.
Song, F. Jackson
Okay.
family song.
Yeah?
The family song.
What is it? Okay.
What do you call that?
See, I was going to sing another song, but I don't think I can. I don't like Kate Smith. God bless America. I've got a bad throat, but anyway, I'll attempt it. Can't do it. Well, she's a cousin to Dolly Parton's, and I have to get my composure. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the valleys to the ocean, what we go. God bless America, our home, sweet home. Thank you. And I want your family and your whole family, let's never forget that this is America, the beautiful, and the United States.